the other quarterfinal that was running concurrently with the Penta aftermatch game, and it will be Cobble. The first couple maps were Cash. Was it Cash and Dusty?
Yeah, Cash and Dusty.
Yeah, and so the first one was won by Phenom, and we know nothing about Phenom. So it was 16-4, and then it was a 16-7 on Cash for SK. So we'll have to see if they can pull things together on Cobblestone. You would imagine that they should be able to. It's Cobblestone.
Yeah, they should do.
I mean, we don't know anything about Phenomenon.
It's another aftermatch, really. We don't know anything about them. They might be a mixed team, but we'll see.
All right, so we can take a look at the brackets here as well, so you guys can get a bit of the bigger picture, a view of the bigger picture here. As we can see, of course, it's all about winning the semi-finals. Penta have already secured themselves a spot in the semi-finals, and the way it's going to work is, of course, we'll be broadcasting tomorrow and the day after, and on each of those days we'll be playing one semi-final, because it's essentially a final in of itself, as the winner of a semi-final getting into the finals. It's the top 2 spots to actually qualify to go to DreamHack London. So you see James sneakily pushing Penta down to the bottom there. All right, so you would expect SK Penta to be one semi-final, and they are going to be best of 5s as well. So well, we're going to be into the game. So enough of that. I do like the logos that Phenomenon have going on.
Yeah,
very colourful.
Check out the names.
All right, so we also have to assume that they have named up correctly. I'm going to check really quick, but I'm going to see if I can find out where they're from as well, because we didn't expect that we'd be casting this one as well. So I'll look that up really quick just to double check. But either way, again, SK, they've got cadiaN playing with them. He's been playing with them for a few weeks now. I think, let's see, for the Take TV event where cadiaN played with them, he'd already been with them for about a week, and they'd already been boot camping with him for like a week or so. So they've had a good 2.5 weeks with cadiaN now. So you'd expect that SK should have a lot more, rehearsal going on. Previously, when cadiaN was playing with them, it did seem like he was having trouble because he was put into these roles that were very frag oriented, basically very hard roles that he's not really used to doing. Roles that cadiaN wants to be AWPing basically, and they gave him this very heavy fragger role with a rifle. So that was a big issue in SK at Take TV a couple of weeks ago.
But we are also seeing NiKo from Mouse Sports playing with SK as well, so that's going to be quite interesting to see how he plays. He's a very good player from what I've seen of him. And it seems like we're going to be going into the pistol, so Phenomenon stacked towards the B site already. A couple of lurkers round mid, but no one pushing too much towards the A site. But that's lucky for SK, because SK are going to 4-man stack B, so that could be quite bad if they decide to push too fast. Berry trying to get some shots off, but there's going to be some early damage done with some nades as well. And the T's do actually have quite an armor orientated buy. A couple of nades on soft tick, but it seems like Terrace are going to be going back towards the A site, and I think SK are probably going to work this out soon and rotate a couple of players over when NiKo gets the information. Yep, NiKo's going to go down early. Luke getting the frag there, and they're going to push into the A site, and there's not going to be a single player on the CT side that's going to be on the A site apart from KD, who's going to go down there. And SandeN also goes down. And this is just a clean-up here from Phenomenon. AcilioN trying to rotate him fast, and he does get a frag through the door there, but Barry also being picked off, and now all the players are kind of low HP apart from COLDY, and AcilioN could probably do this if he just goes for some body shots here. Oh, nice shot there onto Sotfik, and still rotating into the site. He does have a kit, so he has got time to work with this. Just trying to keep Dima, but nice crossfire set up there by Phenomenon, and they will pick up the round, and that will be the pistol round 1-0 scoreline. So unlucky for SK, there wasn't any B presence, and the B presence all backed off, and they still didn't rotate, which was unlucky, and that means they lost NiKo quite early because he had to peek to get the information, and then the rotate wasn't too great because Phenomenon were already on the site when they were pushing up into connector.
Yeah, so now we're going to see SK deciding to actually go for the force up, and they better get some damage with this. You really want to get the ops going quickly if you can, and get also the nades going, because otherwise it's very hard to stop the Ts from pressuring down the B platform. And if you can't stop them from getting that free, if you allow them to get that for free rather, then that's very problematic when you're actually defending with rifles, because then they get better engagements on the picks. So you got to actually hit your shots, and you never really want to have a plan where it's like, oh, it's just about us hitting our shots when we're in these kind of like 40-60 kind of situations where the Ts are favorable. You don't want that to happen. So SK, they've got to get something done here, and they have a few nades as well. and a couple players in the Skyfall area. So hey, it's going to be NiKo taking down Sotfik already. So Phenomenon have to be careful they don't get too thinned out before they attack together, and that's how they can lose this round, if they all get picked off one by one, or if they engage close quarters without proper trades.
Definitely, and it seems like SK are just playing passive now after that pick. They've got the man advantage, so there's no need to peek, especially on a second round. They want to kind of, with this force buy, they want to try and win it. Of course, it's kind of based around, you know, just getting frags, but at the end of the day, they do want to win the round. And you can see, as highlighted there by James, NiKo is rotating on the flank, and seems like Phenomenon are going to be pushing straight up B long onto the site. Berry here, quite close, but he won't manage to get a frag. AcilioN getting one himself, though, that's not going to be a problem. And now they're onto the site, but the bomb isn't down, and there's not a lot of time left. So 10 seconds left, and Dima got a shot there onto NiKo, and yep, seems like it's going to be a nice take, and the bomb just going down with a few seconds remaining, and CT's trying to rotate now in time, but they're not getting the retake on point too well. SandeN only down to 2 HP, and it's not going to be a whole lot he can do right here. He hasn't even got kit, so he's wasting time as it is. I think he just realises he needs to get some exit frags, and that's how he's kind of playing now.
It's also could be nice to keep them on the site so they actually die in the explosion if that's possible, but they will actually survive, unfortunately. So nice save there from Phenomenon. It's going to be 2-0 for them, and SK, they have to go for the full save, and even then, you know, in the following rounds, they're not going to have the AWPs in play, and they won't have as many grenades as they want. So I'm very curious how SK's initial setups are going to, you know, what they will actually look like, because they have to respect the fact that you can't hold the T's off of the B platform as easily, and if they go into Skyfall as well, then you can have a lot of issues. And that's what I would expect Phenomenon to try to achieve, as that's the most obvious thing to do in the against SK's buy-up that they're looking at in the following round. But so far as this round goes, it's just the standard passive play, the cleanups on long ranges, and we're already seeing the first frag claimed by Dima onto SandeN.
If you just look at cadiaN, I think he's got his knife out waiting for someone to drop into drop down so he can knife them there. Because they haven't bought a single thing, they're only on USPs there, so if someone drops, cadiaN might be able to get a knife kill, which would be quite funny to see. Yeah, and it will get him a lot of money, so he will be able to probably buy up an AWP. But no, he's just going to leave drop down as the T's do push up long B. AcilioN here, trying to boost up above Berry, but they've only got USPs, not even a nade on them, so it's not going to be a whole lot they can do. The best they can hope for is one or two frags at this point, but it doesn't seem like that is even going to happen. You know, cadiaN trying to rotate A, but no, he will be finished off there by Sotfik. It's hard to say the name, Sotfik.
Sotfik.
Yeah.
So let's have a look and see how, again, SK are going to go for the setup. It's so difficult, I think, when you don't have many nades on this map to deal with plat pressure on B. Now, Phenomenon, who are they going to put on that position? Because usually you'll send your strongest rifler along there to just play the one-on-ones, just try to toy with the CTs, unless if you send more players there, it usually indicates that you're basically just going to try and take the B bomb site pretty quickly, pretty committed. And does look like that's what's happening right now. They don't have anybody near Skyfall. I think just one player actually at the moment. If you're going to go for this XQ, you need that couple players dropping down as well on the drop zone. Here is SandeN though, looking to try to get behind the smoke as he allows the T's to actually take the bomb site. And it's like under the cover of the smoke, they'll get the bomb down, and it's now ticking away.
That was a nice play by SandeN, waiting for his team to come in and play for the retake, and a nice shot through smoke there. It's going to bring, I think it was cadiaN down to 28 HP, so well played by SandeN, they're backing off, and now they've got the man advantage, and NiKo is going to come in from the flank, taking out Luke. He'll probably pick up a double here, but cadiaN also in there will get a frag, and the last one left in Chicken Hut, it's going to be Sotfik again. He's also going to go down. So SandeN, well played. Instead of just challenging and losing a man, which would have led them down to a 3 versus 3 situation, he decided to back off and play passive, so they've managed to play for the retake. And that's going to win them the round, and that's SK's first round on their first full buy round.
Yeah, good response there from SK, definitely. I was pretty surprised that Phenomenon were not able to capitalize in a better way there, but I think that's mostly down to the fact that they didn't have enough pressure into the drop zone. Like going into that, I mean, SK had a lot of space to fall back into because there was no pressure there. Had Phenomenon actually taken that, even if SK are able to actually hold on and not die, as we see a nice entry there from NiKo, they would still have to worry about the flanks. They still would be pushing in to go for the defuse, but have to worry about the front and the back. And so Phenomenon just with a key what is the word? Just overlooking that fact that.
Now they're in a 5 versus 4 situation. The smoke's going to come in, pushing Phenomenon players back, so Dima's not going to be able to enter into the side there, and NiKo with a nice spot flash. He's going to be going for a second peek, but no one in the way just yet. Oh, that was a nice flick shot. He does leg Luke there, so Luke's down to 17 HP, which is quite big, pretty important factor, which pretty much puts him down to, you know, almost dead, and luckily he has got an AWP to work with though. Molotov going to go out by Berry, and it seems like they're just playing down the time using their smokes and Molotovs well. NiKo backing off now, not wanting to be too aggressive, and I think soon they're going to work out that the T's are pushing towards the B site, but they need to hurry up because time is going out, and it seems like they're going to be pushing now. And as you said, James, how, as you said, Dan, how they need players into the drop down, they will be doing that this round, and
working so well this time, unfortunately, as they're getting kind of ravaged by SK's defense, and Phenomenon will just go back and save their weapons.
Yeah.
And you got to give a lot of credit to NiKo, just really doing a lot of damage at the early stages of the round with a very nice shot by the connector stairs down the CT slope, down the mid area. And that definitely put a lot of extra stress and strain on Phenomenon's push, actually. And SK managed to hold on. Excellent double from cadiaN as well. And now it looks like SK is starting to gain a lot of momentum here. So Phenomenon, what are they going to do? Are they going to try to use the AWP on Luke to try and actually duel NiKo towards A? I mean, that could be a viable way to try to handle this situation. You know, if you know he's going to peek, you can try to guess where he's going to peek. You can try to win the duel, and then that's an awesome situation. Ooh. Or Sotfik could run through the Molotov. Oh my god, unbelievable! They're just going to go straight for the fast play.
There he is in a close angle here, and there we go. Dima does manage to pick up the frag, but he will get traded out there by SandeN. And now they've got control of the site, and it's a 2 versus 3, and the players are both rotating from A. Just don't peek. Oh, they will go down there. COLDY getting finished off, but they have the site at least, and they have the bomb, and the players are coming in though. There we go. Luke just missing that shot there. AcilioN is just going to be throwing an aid, trying to push up, flashing out the T's. So with that pistol will go down Luke with a nice shot with the AWP, and then AcilioN is left in a 1-on-2 situation, and there's not a lot of time left. He does have a kit, but Luke with that AWP is deadly, and he will finish him off. And that'll be 4 rounds to Phenomenon.
That was pretty surprising, shocking awe there from Phenomenon as they just go for the fast B play straight through all the grenades thrown down by SK. SK thought they had some time there, but they were sorely mistaken, as we see the exploitation of Phenomenon there with that super fast pace. Now they're in a spot where if they just break SK one more time, that's them in money control. And they're going to go for the same play, but this time towards A. AcilioN there, they're lining up for him one by one. They move into his crosshairs, and Berry now has caught wind of it, but Luke will take him down. But still, they have AcilioN to worry about. Finally, he will be taken out, but 3-on-2 is the situation here for the T's. They can actually do this still.
Yeah, they do have a double AWP setup on the CT side, and NiKo with the flank, and he's just going to get aggressive with that AWP, and he will manage to get the frag, but there we go, SandeN going down, and now krecker is left alone in a 1-2 against 2 AWPs. This could be interesting. You know, if they miss their first shot, he can seriously punish them, but I think NiKo knows where he is, and he's just going to keep that, and NiKo will finish him. That'll be another round to SK, so 3-4 at the moment.
It almost worked again. This like all guns blazing style of play almost worked. Had it not been for AcilioN making multiple kills and then slowing them down by just being able to fall back after the double into the corner down at the bottom of mid, then maybe they would have been able to pull that one off. So excellent individual play coming out from him in that key position. Now Phenomenon, they have to go for a bit of a save, and SK are starting to make that bank after being put to within their limits economically. They should be able to make this go pretty well for themselves to build that bank.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried though. We have a lot of players with pistols about to fall down drop zone. That's always a bit scary.
This could be a problem there for SK, but just coming out through the smoke now. Sotfik laying down a smoke, so this might be quite interesting that they just smoke off drop down. They can drop into it without too much of a punishment. Or I'd assume so at least. But Berry readying up a pot flash, just getting dinged instantly down to 8 HP. He's going to miss a second shot as well. Berry picking up the first and the second kill and drop down. KD's just missing shots here. COLDY on the flank does manage to pick off SandeN, and this has just turned around completely. The pistols are just raging, and NiKo is now left alive on a 1 versus 3, and he is going to go down there to Luke, and that was interesting. it really looked like it was kind of SK's round there, especially against the Eco. Berry was just picking up frag after frag, and then suddenly just switched around. I think a pause is going to be called in now by Sotvik. TeamSpeak problem.
That is unbelievable that that can happen. I mean, 3 players alive, no less. Oh god, SK have to be feeling so horrible now because their money is being reset. That was the round where they're supposed to build the money, where they're supposed to actually get some kind of security. But then actually cadiaN not having a helmet, and so he got aim punched as he got insta-dinked as the T's rushed up B plat. That actually, I think he was going to hit that shot. It looked like it was completely dead on. Then all the extra shots by cadiaN were off, and then that meant that the guys got onto the site so quickly. So really big problems there. And SK now they're going for a full buy up here. CZs, armors, grenades. They want to make it happen right here.
Luke will actually manage to get the first frag there onto NiKo quite aggressively in a long position with just a CZ. But the 5-man CZ, quite an interesting strategy. I'm surprised they all have CZs on instead of the more favoured 5-7, I'd say. You know, CZ since the nerf hasn't been as used as much as 5-7, I'd say. But either way, they must have some kind of strategy behind it. But it seems to be getting torn apart by Phenomenon now. Krecker is just getting a frag there onto SandeN, and now 3 versus 5. And not a whole lot of damage done either on Phenomenon's side by SK, and Barry here playing drop down. It seems like Sotvik's getting ready to push out after he gets a frag, and that's a free fire will do some damage but won't finish him off. Now Krecker just creeping up. cadiaN going for the big Krecker just missing as he's walking, and cadiaN will finally get the first frag of the round from the CT side. Oh, picking up a nice double, and you know he's done his job. AcilioN is too far away to really do anything. He's probably just going to save his armor at this point, or no, there's not really a whole reason to save really, because they're probably going to be money, no money next round anyway. So not a whole lot AcilioN can really do. But 2 frags is good enough, you know. And
well, about the CZ, like it's actually really good, at least on the very top level. With the players who have very good aim in the right situations, it's incredibly strong. If you've got a lot of areas to fall back to, it's pretty ridiculous in some situations. We've seen, for example, lots of highlight stuff from players like Flusher on maps like Train. I think that's like a really good example because there's lots of areas you can dodge in between. You can just get spray a few shots and then dodge out. Get into another position very quickly. That high rate of fire is very good in the right hands, but that 6-3 scoreline is starting to look rather crushing for SK, as after losing that without doing nearly enough damage, they're down to the full eco. And even though you know this was always going to happen in that situation, they would have always had to have saved twice, which is why they did the force buy. Phenomenon getting loads of free money. That's really the problem here. They're getting such a good buffer, so much comfort. And they even went with the double AWP in the previous round just because they picked it up and it's like, hey, why not just try it? I don't know. Let's try double AWP T side. And now it's down to SK to try to make something happen with this round.
But it seems like a couple of SK players getting quite aggressive in the tunnel there. One of them just pushing out into mid. I'm not sure who that is, but the terrorists are already on the B side, and we see we just got a player just close to the bomb there. SandeN will actually go down without getting the flag, which is unlucky. And Sotvik just getting the bomb down in time, and Krecker just close. Berry will manage to get the frag, as Berry tries to get the flank rotate. And we can see these players boosting into the drop down for some reason, I'm not too sure why, but Krecker will punish them regardless. And now cadiaN and NiKo are both left alive.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how this match has actually gone so far, because we did get after the pistol round was lost by SK, they did go for the immediate force buy, and I have to say that there's not really been many rounds where they've had a lot of money. I think we've seen maybe like 3 or 4 rounds where they've had these decent buys, maybe 2 rounds where they've had you know, a double up potential, and that's how they want to play as well. Like double up is actually how they want to play, because they want NiKo to be on the AWP on A, they want cadiaN, or at least cadiaN wants to be on the AWP on the B bomb site. So they've always been playing out of their comfort zone, and a lot of it's been down to the fact that they went for the force buy after losing the pistol, and I think this is one of those maps where the money is just the grenades and the AWPs are just way too important to have them out straight away. And Phenomenon, with a very well timed shock on all strat, managed to destabilize them in just the right moments. So you got to hand it to the Russians here. So far, they're having a really good go of it on map number 3, by the way, and in this qualifier. it would definitely be quite an upset, I would say, if Phenomenon would actually be able to take down SK. At least to most people. I'm sure that...
But it seems like that's going to be a fake there, or... No, they're just going to drop down. I assume it's going to be a fake. The bomb is still not located towards the B side. cadiaN. Nice double kill there. The bomb, yeah, the bomb going towards the A side, just krecker managing to get that kill, but that was a nice fake and it did cause some rotates, but, you know, if you're going to use a fake, you've got to instantly push the other site fast while the players are still on the wrong site. So either way, SK were able to rotate back to the A site in time, so the fake just kind of lost them 2 players and didn't really do a whole lot, so that was unlucky for Phenomenon's side at least. Krecker putting down the Molotov, close to AcilioN. Will actually do some damage onto him. He's down to 30 HP already.
Oh
It'll
my
be finished
god.
off by COLDY. Nice Molotov there.
I don't think he understood he's getting burned, and that was really weird. I don't know how he was even getting burned there either, but the 2-on-2 retakes is trying to happen right now for SK. They need this round so desperately, and Barry's going to pick up the first kill. Luke goes down, but trade in from krecker as Barry is lurking, and krecker spotted him. They are just doing the dance, and Barry gets it. Defuse comes in as well. SK pick up the round, but what is their money like here after they win this one with the defuse? Let's have a quick check on Zimin. Maybe not. Oh, maybe, no. I hate you, James. You suck.
SK's actually lost a player there.
Alright, so okay, as we can see here, this is one of those situations again where they lost everyone but 1 player. So this is like the best way for Phenomenon to actually lose a round. It's almost like a win for them, because now of course we can see that SK will have to spend everything that they have to buy up, and that creates a situation where Phenomenon, if they win this, SK just won one, so they get reset to $1,400 straight away, and then they can't buy they have to do double eco again. And they've been in that situation already in this first half. And on the CT side, they should really be getting more rounds. It is much more even these days, this map, but still, you know, I'm sure SK really needed and expected a much better start.
Yeah, which is interesting because Phenomenon won the first map cash, right, only by the skin of their teeth, 16-14.
Yeah.
And then SK brought it back quite well, you know,
16-7
on Mirage. So surely by that, SK should kind of be, you know, they only just lost the first map and they won the second map quite convincingly. It shouldn't be, I wouldn't call this being stomped at least. 4-7 is definitely not stomped, but they should kind of have a few more rounds than they do at the moment, you know, judging by their last 2. Again, we didn't see the last 2 games, but judging by the last 2 games, scorelines at least. But, you know, we'll see. Maybe it's just dependent on the side, and, you know, Cobble, not everyone knows Cobble as much as, you know, other maps like Cash and Mirage, so that could be a factor that comes into play.
Absolutely. It's going to be now a very troublesome situation for SK once again. They're down a man, and the pressure's coming in all over the place, but NiKo's trying to get something happening for SK. He's pushing the A side of the map. He's found himself a one-on-one, but he's being delayed. Still, okay, finally gets the kill, but here comes the push. Here trades 1-for-1 all over the place. SandeN on the bomb site. He's the last man standing. The only hope to keep this bomb from being planted by Phenomenon. Oh, he gets the second shot. Krecker goes down as well. There is COLDY looking for the frag, but SandeN denies yet him still. It's going to be 1 round for SK, and they can breathe a sigh of relief because they won't get reset, not just yet at least. Okay, so up on to Luke, and can SK keep this going right now, is the question.
Yeah, kind of an interesting buy by SK, kind of a little bit put together, I guess. A couple of Famases. I see they chose the Famases and the nades instead of the M4 with no nades, which I guess is a wise choice on a map like Cobble at least. But let's just see what they can do with it. cadiaN will go down instantly. SandeN will be there to trade him. So Luke is peeking long, but won't actually get any challenges there. What I'd like to see here is a nice boost by Barry, and it seems like that might be happening. Yeah, AcilioN getting boosted up. Let's see what he can do with that. Oh, very close. Did spot krecker, but he's going to drop down. They have the 4-on-4. You know, there's no point really dying for the sake of nothing, and instead another boost will come up onto the B site.
Yeah, a lot of the job falls to NiKo now to slow them down from the A push, which looks like it's inevitable at this stage, this late into the round, and with the majority of Phenomenon on this side of the map. NiKo can hold them off, get the info for his team, then that is going to be a massive difference in allowing SK to actually either stop the bomb from going down or to have a successful retake attempt. And NiKo's fallen back all the way now. He's a little bit exposed. He's having to deal with the bomb site more or less alone. There's an extra player who is on the all the way at the back of the site. NiKo finally goes for the peak, but in comes the trade. Very well done by Sophic. But cadiaN, or rather SandeN, is aligned with the AWP. This guy is not stopping right now, as if it wasn't enough on the B-bomb side defense. SandeN is going to completely wreck the push on A as well. This guy comes alive for SK and gives them that 6-7 scoreline.
That was good. 3K last round, 4K this round. SandeN really is making work with that with that ult.
And he's maybe one of the players you just don't expect it from on this lineup as well.
But now we're going to see Phenomenon in a force buy. They're going to be Tech9 armoring up, and they've got a couple of nades to work with if they want to go towards a site. And it seems like it's going to be full-on matchmaking style, rushing speed, all down, drop down. He's not going to turn around. cadiaN's going to get the first kill, going to do some damage onto the second, who's finally going to get taken out. That will be 2 frags by him, and SandeN will also pick up 1. And Dima does have a rifle, and he has got armor to work with, so it's a doable situation. He's going to equalise it into a 2-on-2, and now the bomb is down. And SK is still trying to rotate for the retake here. Dima just going down. Sophic not being able to trade, and SandeN again going large with a nice double kill.
Yeah, SandeN with so what was that? SandeN with a 3K, a 4K, and a 3K again.
Yeah.
This guy is getting some frags right now. 15 kills, not too bad, not too bad. And
see, SK brought this back, just so I was saying it was 7-4 a few rounds ago, now it's 7-7, so they're doing well. They've really brought it back quite strongly. And we are into the last round of the first half, in the deciding matchup.
Now SandeN can just keep playing like this, then
they shouldn't have too much of a problem.
Yeah, this is going to be happening here for them. Now, NiKo again, we saw him do this peek at the start of the match. It was very, very strong. But it is pressure towards B. However, we haven't seen the defaults from Phenomenon that you usually would expect on this map. Again, as I mentioned, you send the strongest rifler down towards B plat pretty much alone, just to play the duels, try to soak up loads of grenades. Although that said, we do have Dima, who has pushed down, but not all the way just yet. And this is again the dance that you have to do when you're when that's your job. It's a very, very hard thing to do. I mean, certain players that do it very well, people like Olofmeister, where you figure out how the CTs are going to play that position. You try to bait stuff out, you try to feign into certain positions, you try to bait them to do this, that, or the other, and maybe even get the frag, or just stay alive. And those are the 2 key things to do. And we'll have to see whether or not Phenomenon can make an opening here as they push, drop, and it's going to be shut down. SK's AcilioN. Oh, SandeN as well.
SandeN picking up 1. He is going to go for the second and manage to get that 2, and now COLDY is alive in a 1 versus 4, and there's really not going to be much he can do. Time is ticking down, only 30 seconds left on the clock, and overrun there. SandeN getting the 3rd kill of that round. So what was that? 3K, 4K, 3K, 3K.
I think so.
SandeN being the carry right now. Should we just check the scoreboard and see how many frags he's got? 18. Yeah, that really changed around. Now we're going to go into the second half here. So yeah, the CT's really brought that back. SK managing to get 8 rounds on CT side, which I say is pretty good, you know. Yeah,
this is falling back into, all right, this is nothing to see here. This is business as usual. And well, I'm really curious how this pistol's going to go. Of course, what strategy will we see from SK? I really like the big drop zone plays where you kind of wrap into A. Are they going to go for that, I wonder?
Oh, AcilioN, nice position here. He's pushed straight up. If he just checks to his right, he might be able to take out Krecker, but nope, Krekker's going to get some tags. At least he's got that information, and he's right behind him. And now Berry pushing onto the B side will manage to get the first frag there onto Luke, and Krekker's still trying to find AcilioN. He does finish him off, and now it's a 4 versus 2 in favour of SK, and the bomb is going to go down. Plenty of time remaining.
When that smoke goes down, your heart sinks a little bit. It's like, okay, this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen. Okay, so it's just COLDY left now as well.
Yeah, he's got a 5-7, but they're just chasing the frags at this point. There we go, cadiaN getting that final frag of the round, and that's going to be 9-7.
I love that almost comical mad sprint from AcilioN. Yeah. Just doesn't care he's getting shot in the back. He's just running straight to the A-bomb site. Alright.
Surprised he didn't just wait for Krecker to rotate so he could just frag him when he walked past him.
I was exactly expecting that as well.
He just stood in the middle of the site, like, oh yeah, you know, go for it, whatever.
Just running around all over the place.
Whatever, they got the round regardless, so it's not going to matter too much. cadiaN playing a long angle with a Mac 10, and somehow he got that frag, but you know, okay, we will just leave that there.
The Mac 10 is so legit, it's unreal. It's so good.
That range.
Yeah.
Now Dima alive, 1 on 5, not going to be able to do too much, and yet will get taken out there by AcilioN, and 10-7 scoreline, and Phenomenon need to hurry up to get to their buy round.
Alright, so one more save from Phenomenon, and then we are going to find ourselves in the into the real CS. But SK, I would expect a similar round from them, just playing the hardcore anti-eco. And I would also expect to see somewhat more of the standard plays on their T sides. So this is a pretty safe way to approach this. Use the grenades, get in really fast, don't mess around, and they're going to pick up all the kills as well. So this round is pretty much over for SK. Should make it 11-7. But yeah, I would expect to see on the next round a passive default round where again you do play that one guy who is slowly pushing B plat, just seeing what he can find, as well as trying to take some basic control on the rest of the map. Just very standard stuff, just to feel out Phenomenon.
Yeah, just to pick up, I like how cadiaN's awareness of the CT's economy. You know, using that Mac 10. I keep saying Mac 7, Mac 10, trying to rack up money so he can afford an AWP. And you can see he's probably going to get an AWP now. I can imagine with almost $8,000.
Yeah, come on, cadiaN. We know you want to.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so Luke has an AWP as well, and I like this that Phenomenon were able to afford one. But again, how are they going to play this? Are they going to play it aggressively or not? Because this is what SK need to be aware of. Or they could play shotgun or as Phenomenon did and just barrel them straight down. And they're actually going really aggressive. 2 players down the end of plateau straight away in the first 15 seconds of the round.
Yeah,
Aggression.
Just there, but NiKo will actually get taken out there by Sophic. And they didn't manage to get the trade frag, so that's going to give the advantage to Phenomenon right now. AcilioN just dropping that smoke down in front of him. But he's going to need a teammate behind him to trade. They're just sitting back at drop zone right now.
Here we go. AcilioN's going to make his way out and try to find some of the Phenoms who are laying rest on the bomb site. But he's only going to get a bit of damage. And this is kind of the key thing, is that level of presence and the threat that AcilioN could just straight up kill some people with that strong vantage point is causing a lot of players to be distracted towards the B bomb site. It's only 1 on A at the moment. And we can see cadiaN's looking for the pick into the drop area, and there's SandeN as well. There it is. Finally, they find the kill, but can they capitalize?
Yep, all 4 players now coming to plat, and they're running out of time, so they need to get onto the site soon. But Sophic just here with that M4, he does manage to get the first kill. Going for the second, Berry's going to be put down to low HP, but COLDY behind him will manage to get the kill instead. And now AcilioN seems like he's not got much chance to do anything with 8 HP. He will get taken down too. Now cadiaN left alive with the AWP. Not going to be a whole lot he can do, so yeah, he's going to be saving at this point. 10 seconds left, so that's just going to be another round to Phenomenon. So 11-8, Phenomenon doing well that round, utilising the passive play after they got the first pick, so that went well. Okay, so cadiaN has his AWP still, and they have loads of cash in the bank. And again, it's a spot where SK can try to money screw their opponents if they're able to just wipe them out in this round. But where are they going to find the picks? Last round, I wasn't a big fan of that that aggression. I felt like they could have spread out a lot more. There was definitely some advantages to take here. And they've got 4 players towards A at the moment. Now, this is good if they're actually planning on taking fast map control into A long and into the mid area as well. But they don't have to push the side straight away. But this does ensure good trading. And I don't think they've really seen any setups from Phenomenon here. So they need to definitely put a lot of emphasis, and I like how they're doing it so far. Just moving together down A long, forcing out the grenades. Ooh, NiKo just looking at the floor trying to hide his head there, but Dima will still manage to get him up on that boost, and Luke getting full flashed on A long means he's going to have to back off, and Krecker joining him as well. But actually the repeat will come in and just misses the shot. Nade's going to be going out, holding AcilioN back, and the time is running out, only 30 seconds left on the clock, and they need to make a move now on the A side, and I think Phenomenon are going to realise this and rotate a player back or over to A. Yep.
This is going to be tough though for SK, because there's players for Phenomenon all over the place here on the bomb site and by the APC as well. And there it is, Krecker, we can see him in the corner, just waiting. He's using his teammates to bait, and he's going to peek out. He's going to find a quick frag here. Now they know where he is. Do they have a grenade to throw there? They don't. They've got to get the frags just with the AKs. SandeN's going to trade back onto COLDY, but cadiaN's straight in there onto Sophic. Wasn't much left to do. And SK 12, Phenomenon 8. So now the money is very tight for the Phenoms.
Money's not looking too good. They are going to get a scout there on COLDY, and it seems like they're probably just going to go for some pistols this round, some nades. They've got a little bit of money to work with, but not enough to kind of constitute some rifles, really. Apart from that scout that he might be able to get a pick with.
SandeN appreciating the mountain range just for a moment as cadiaN looks for a pick in. Now, I don't think Krekker's going to go for this. Oh, he might just be... Yes, he'll avail himself to that shot, and cadiaN will never miss that one.
Oh, Luke could have gone huge there, but only managed to pick up 1 kill. But, you know, it's more than enough. They only bought pistols, so we'll be happy for that. And now it's a 4 versus 3, and it seems like the CTs are going to be rotating. Dima going to get caught up by NiKo. NiKo transferring the spray to someone that isn't there. Probably just practice. Now Sophic could actually make something work if the terrorists were going towards the A site, but it seems that the bomb is rerouting, and I think they're going to realise that soon. COLDY still actually on A and haven't chosen to rotate. I think COLDY's probably just going to save that scout, really, but considering the fact that they will be buying next round most likely is one reason to not save a scout.
They should really be able to like pull out the cannons on the A bomb site and just like aim them somewhere.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
That'd be an interesting. Valve, please fix.
I bet it'd be very hard though to actually hit anything with those cannons though. To be fair, I guess they're not really designed as anti-personnel. Maybe more just like
maybe you could turn them around. They're just the way they're facing right now probably won't be too useful.
No. Yeah, I guess cannons kind of suck at hitting people, hitting dudes.
If there were ships in this game, now that would be an interesting change.
Yeah, we need some ships. All right, so we've got. The 13-8 now. SK look like they're close to bringing this one to an end at the moment, as the Phenoms are unable to hold the line. And SK with a nice just opening, just going for the basic map controls in that one, and then just in having that map control, being able to switch in between the bomb sites very quickly. It's always very hard as well for the CTs to take any presence towards, well, outside of the B bomb site. That you don't like. B platform is maybe the best you can really do. It's too dangerous really to go any further than that. So they really just abused that fact and rotate the entire team from A into B, and that was Phenom never knew what hit them.
Yeah, the only question I have about that last round is I noticed Sophic saved his P250. I don't really see too much of a point of saving a $300 gun when you could have gone for exit frags on the B site. You know, I understand COLDY saving that scout, he wants to use it this round, but P250 isn't really going to make too much of a difference. Surprised he didn't go for some kind of exit frags as SK left the site.
Oh, did he have Kevlar as well? Or?
No, he didn't have Kevlar, he just had a pistol, which is what I don't understand.
Well, NiKo now causing issues for Phenomenon, pushing up, and that's 2 Phenoms down. And Dima and COLDY will not see the light of day.
Oh,
Sophic.
Nice double by Sophic. He doesn't need that P250, he's got FAMAS, he'll be fine. Krecker there on the flank. Get a few shots off cadiaN, just missing that shot, and SandeN is left alive in a 1-on-3.
Okay, SandeN. He has entered beast mode multiple times in this match. Now he is actually unknown at this point. He's going to be finding himself a freebie. There it is, the flank onto Luke, and that is fantastic. He's got to reclaim the bomb though, and there's so many angles to check. He's just going to jump in, he's going to find one of the players here. It is of course Krecker, and he'll take the frag onto SandeN, and they'll actually lose a round, so that's pretty nice here for the Russians, but there's lots of cash in the bank for SK.
But the problem is if Phenomenon lose this round, their money bonus is going to be reset, so the SK are probably going to just completely take the game without too much of a problem there. So Phenomenon really need to pick up a couple of rounds to get their money going again before SK win one. If you look, Perry's picked up that P90, so might be able to make something work with that. Pushing towards the B site, yep, and it's going to be a full B rush here. Smokes are going to hold them back for a little bit, but NiKo and AcilioN just pushing through as they usually do. Not really too much of a problem there.
Nice grenades actually, really slowing them down. This is actually helping Phenomenon get the rotations in. But they've got to hit the shot. SandeN's working on them with that AK, and Krekker's going to come in from the back. He's going to take the bomber down. That's really, really nice there for Phenomenon. They can again slow SK down, but they are trapped at the moment. There's not really an easy way in.
Yeah, and that's the problem. If they can hold the bomb down and stop SK from picking it up, they might be able to play down the time a little bit and then win the round. But at this point, no, AcilioN is going to get the bomb, retreat back to the B site and plant behind the statue, and that's not going to be too good for Phenomenon. But there we go, Luke picking up that orb kill. NiKo just close behind that corner. He's going to be pop flashing very, very close. Luke just misses that AWP shot down to 12 HP, and yep, cadiaN there with the AWP. I think NiKo was messing around there or something.
Yeah.
He like, pulled out his knife at one point.
Yeah, I think he wanted to go for the knife there or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but 14-9, and SK are gonna money screw Phenomenon. They have been reset. They don't have anything left, so SK should have a pretty easy finish from here.
Even next round when Phenomenon buy up, they won't be able to buy up too much. So I think you can see they're not even getting armor, they're not even spending all their money. So they're playing for overtime at this point. And I don't think, even if they do, you know, win next round, there's not going to be really too much they can do. 15-10 won't be good enough, to be honest. SK are going to manage to pick up a round eventually. Nice shot, spray transfer, not managing to hit anyone else, and then Sotfik trying to jump up onto the smoke, quite stuck there, and does manage to get a frag, and now it's going to be 3 versus 4. Advantage is still probably on SK, they do have the rifles, but COLDY, they're on the B side, will take out AcilioN, and now this could be a completely different story here for Phenomenon.
Okay, so they've given themselves a chance. Hope in hell. Let's have a look.
Oh, look at that double Molotov. It's going to force him out of position, and Sotfik will go down. That was very well played by SK there.
Burning all the bomb site down. It's going to be cadiaN moving through the smoke. Oh no! Misses the shot. And somehow he actually lives. He survives. He gets out of it. But that flick was absolutely phenomenal, if I do say so myself. COLDY's going to go down. Krecker and Luke are left alive. But for how long is the question? Because SandeN is just going to be boosted up here over the top. They never saw that one coming, and it's going to be cadiaN with the finish. 15-9.
That turned around completely. cadiaN went large though.
As soon as he went through the smoke, you're like, oh no, this guy he's kind of just messing this one up. But he changed that very quickly.
So now we're at match point. We're going to see Phenomenon trying to force it up. Not many nades on them. You know, Famis is on 2 of the players. This isn't going to be too easy for them, and I think SK are probably just going to take this quite convincingly there.
Indeed, it's going to be cool to see SK if they can just keep going for these crazy situations, because they look like they're really feeling themselves at the moment, but we get the punish from Krecker there.
That was very, very lucky. He was just about to Molotov him off, and COLDY will also get killed there on, I think that was the B site.
Here we go, AcilioN. He's behind enemy lines almost. Traveling quite far through, does get the frag as well. Nice
spray control. It's now going to be 3 versus 3, and they're going to try and get the bomb down towards the A site. Finally get it on spot. And it is going to go down with 1 minute remaining, so that's not too much of a problem. Now they just got to get good afterplants, and this round should be solid for them. And cadiaN just flicking, does do some damage, but AcilioN will actually finish him off, and Phenomenon taking out cadiaN, so it's a nice trade there. Now it's a 2-on-2, and AcilioN with a good angle will pick up the first kill, retreating to get the crossfire, and Sotfik will also go down to SandeN. That will be the game. SK beating Phenomenon in that best of 3.
Yeah, very nicely done indeed. Yeah, I think that was pretty much as expected as well. We kind of figured that Cobblestone, you would really look to see a better result. It was a shaky start, of course, from SK. They really looked like they were having a big struggle on the CT side, but they managed to bring things back. And, well, it seems like business as usual for them in the end. Didn't have any problems really in the second half.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. You know, I think that was kind of the expected result. Again, we don't know Phenomenon too well, so you know they could do anything. But I think that was the expected result after seeing how close the first map was, where Phenomenon just won by the skin of their teeth, and then seeing the solid, convincing win by SK on Mirage. I think that was kind of the expected result right there. It's
always cool. Again, I made this point when we saw the last match. We had the Swedish team that we had never really seen or heard of before. Likewise, when it comes to Russian teams, Russia has always had such a strong scene in pretty much every game. And they can also be kind of a scene that can be a little bit reclusive, and they just stay within themselves sometimes. So you'll see maybe this team has gone to a lot of local lands. Maybe they're very well known in Russia actually, but you know Europe's not really seen them all that much. No. So then they come out for these qualifiers, and then boom, they can blow people away. So you've always got to be wary of them. But that will be that match. So definitely going to be the expected result. SK, they will be going through to a semi-finals, and they'll be playing either tomorrow or the day after. We'll figure that one out a little bit later. But we will take a quick break, guys, as we have one more quarterfinal best of 3 to play. It will be eFrag versus Killerfish. Stay tuned. We'll see you after the break.